Hey, if you saw my last video, you'll notice that I said that I quit my job. I quit my job, sort of, which technically is true. Approximately 2 months ago, I took a leave of absence from my job that would last about like 8 weeks and would still allow me to return to work at the end of that period. And the reason why I took that leave is because I wanted to focus on my music full time, which I feel like I haven't been able to do since I was in college, or even prior to that, like during the summertime or wintertime when I was off from school. And now that I'm not in school anymore and I'm living as a young adult, I'm like, man, so much time is just flying by and creativity can't die in that process because I don't want to let it die. But anyways, we're not here to talk about why I took the leave. We're here to talk about what I learned from it and whether I really committed to the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the break. So first off, TikTok. My longtime arch nemesis. No, I'm kidding. TikTok is cool. It's cool. For a long time, I definitely avoided it because I thought it was terrifying. Like, short form content is already a hard beast to tango with, so I kind of just avoided being consistent on there for a long time. But this summer, I sort of harnessed the power of bulk editing TikToks and like bulk recording them, and I'm probably gonna have to record some after I record this. And in the past 8 weeks, I have learned how to upload more consistently. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not perfect by any means, and I don't really follow as many trends as I probably should. At the end of the day, TikTok is also supposed to be fun. While yes, it is a way of promoting music, I will say that I have learned how to have a bit more fun with it and kind of take myself less seriously. Because honestly, it's hard going into it wanting to promote something that you're serious about, but in kind of an unserious way, but wanting people to take you seriously. I still struggle with that. And not only did I post on TikTok, I also posted on YouTube Shorts, which I much prefer as someone who loves scrolling on YouTube as opposed to TikTok or Instagram. So I would say I completed that goal. Upload on TikTok, upload on YouTube Shorts, done. Goal number 2, upload my performances to YouTube. I actually did do this and I sort of wish I paced it out a bit more, but I didn't want to like milk the performances that I had done recently because I didn't feel like they were my strongest anyways. And if you have been looking at my uploads the past few weeks, you'll see that it's my performances for my set at the Davis Cherry Blossom Festival back in spring. But I will say I did have fun coming up that set and individually uploading each song as its own video, because that taught me that there's a lot more content within the things that we create, sometimes more than we realize. And also I feel like I don't have enough performance videos on my channel, and I want to keep adding to that so that people can see what my live sets look like. So I would say I completed that goal. So on the topic of performing, goal number 3, perform more live shows. I did not do this at all. So in my experience with gigging over the past few years, I have always had the mindset of like, always take the show, always take the gig if you get the opportunity. Right now, my current journey as an artist, I don't feel quite ready to commit to that mindset. And that's not to say that I was given the opportunity to play a lot of shows the past few weeks. I do want to get better as a live performer, and I don't feel like I'm where I want to be at all, actually. Even looking back at some of my live performances, I'm proud of them, and I love performing, and I always enjoy it for the most part. What I imagine in my head for as far as creating a live performance space is different than what I'm doing now, and I would actually like to take time to hone in on that and make my live sets better before committing to a season of playing shows. So that goal did not get completed, but it also changed. Goal number 4, attend more live shows. Now this sort of happened, but I'm still kind of grappling with my availability and not committing to going to events that I put in my calendar. Now, I did do this to a capacity that I'm happy with. I was able to attend a show by a collective called Sunday Brunch Collective, which is based in LA, and I came across them earlier this year. I was like, I really want to attend one of their events. Like, I have to get connected with these folks, and they put on a pretty good show. And another big event I attended in honorable mention is Community Fest, which was put on by Above the Bridge. It took place up in Pomona, and I ran into a lot of really cool bands there. But yeah, I feel like as far as artists and groups in my genre and my small like genre bubble, I could have done a little bit more to outsource and like figure out where they're playing and kind of run into more of those folks, but there's always room for that in the future. Goal number 5, make more music videos. Now this one actually did happen. This is one of the main things I wanted to do because I love making music videos, and I had a few ideas I just wanted to execute. Some of them were a bit more or higher in like the production value and readiness that's required to shoot the video, and some of the others are more just run and go. So this summer I was able to be a part of 4 different music videos, 2 of which were mine, one of which was for my band, and another one which was for my best friend. And I do have one more video I'm working on this year, which I'm very excited about. It's requiring a bit more coordination and planning, so it's definitely taking a bit longer than the other ones, but I think it's going to be one of my newest favorite projects to date. But yeah, music videos are something I definitely wanted to hone in on because I know that that's something that I can release over time in the future and then upload behind the scenes content with. And I mean, I hate to really censor the idea of like how much content can I get out of this experience, but that's kind of how I try to expand my footprint as a musician, especially on the internet. So as far as filming music videos, I would say that I completed that goal. And lastly, goal number 6, mix more songs. So I do wish that I spent more time mixing this summer. I think I started out somewhat strong trying to finalize some of the songs that I shot videos for, but in terms of like tying those loose ends and then continuing on to the next project, I wasn't as proactive as I should have been, and honestly, I'm still trying to figure out how to allocate more time towards that, even as I begin working. Man, having the blinds open in here is definitely making it hot. But yeah, I really enjoy mixing, and it's something that sometimes I do put off because I get stuck sometimes, but it really does often feel like my home base, like my safe corner of the world, and like where I could just do what I want, kind of like control things. And don't get me wrong, it can still be frustrating, but I really genuinely love it, even though I don't always do everything right. And also in line with that, I do wish I spent more time writing. Now that's something that I started doing a bit more in the past few days, where I, even over the course of the past few years, feel like I've gotten away from writing. And I think that's something I mentioned in the last video before I took my leave. And at a baseline, I'm a songwriter, and I sometimes don't really feel like one because I do take so many breaks away from writing and from just having paper and pen in my hand, just jotting things down, even as they come to my mind. Sometimes I'll just write something down on my phone and then I will never come back to it. So yeah, in the past week, I've been trying to write a bit more, channel whatever is on my mind into music, onto the page, onto the guitar, piano, whatever. And since doing that, I realized that I do have a bit more peace of mind. I feel a bit less restless, and it just reminds me of why I started doing music in the first place, which I think people can really underestimate as they get into content creation and trying to promote their work. And I really want to make sure to focus on the main thing, the main reason why I'm doing this. So I would say as far as mixing, I semi-completed that goal. Sort of, could have done better. One last thing I do want to talk about is finding community as a musician who's trying to make their way. And that's something that with attending shows or finding and following new artists online that I kind of wish I honed in on a little bit more. But also it takes time to build that. And I encourage anyone who is an artist starting out, or if you've been doing it for a while and you're kind of just been collaborating with the same people, if anyone, to find more people in your genre and kind of look deep into whether it's TikTok or YouTube or Instagram that you prefer to use. There's subgenres for everything now, and that's something that I have been trying to navigate, and I know that there's other descriptors that can kind of help me find people that make music like I do. Also, if anyone can tell me what you think my music sounds like, please let me know, because it kind of drives me crazy sometimes that I come across artists who I'm like, oh, I kind of sound like them, and then I hear another song by them and I'm like, oh, that's never mind. Sometimes finding communities, not just finding who makes music like you do or who can benefit your career growth. It's more about, okay, who lives in this area or who's surrounding me that also likes to do what I do, who makes music, whether or not it sounds like mine, but maybe someone that I could just learn from. And I really think that dynamics and relationships like that are invaluable. And I am really grateful for the artists and the photographers and whatnot that I have come to know over the past few weeks and few years. And I hope that I can continue to grow that even as I do go back to work. While I really did enjoy this time off and it did allow me some time to rest as well as hone in on my art, I do want to go back to work with the intention of continuing that as much as I can, but without overworking myself. I hope that if you watch this that you're able to learn something from it, take away something from it, or even just relate to it. And I do want to let you guys know about a playlist that I made and that I am continuously adding to. It's called Dream Gaze for Indie Lovers. This playlist does feature a majority of my discography, but it also features artists that sound similar, whether they're more dream pop or shoegaze or just alternate rock. I'm sure there's something on there that you probably like. But yeah, be sure to check that out. That link is in the description. It's only on Spotify right now, but there is a YouTube version if you don't have streaming. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you even taking the time to hear what I have to say and hear a part of my journey. Best way to support me is to listen to my music. I don't care where you listen to it as long as you're able to enjoy it, and if you don't like it, it's not for you, that's also okay. Alright, I'm about to close these blinds because it's getting even more hot in here, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Also, I forgot to mention that I attended my first ever Vans Warped Tour. It was so fun and I want to relive it again, and was childhood dream unlocked, completed. I'm just happy about that. Just wanted to share that. But anyways, have a good day, y'all.